It's an everyday thing, it's an everyday thing, it's an everyday thing when you let your nuts hang.
Black police officers, I think they're going to change the system within, right? They're going to go and join and they're going to be the change. End up just like that black police officer who was complicit in that black man being beaten in Jacksonville. And just like every other black man, black woman being beaten or brutalized by police, they did not do anything because they cannot do anything. What we don't talk about as a collective is how much we underestimate the systems that were used and put in place to oppress us. We always say, oh, you know, the very first police officers were slave catchers, and that is true, and it is important when we're talking about this. But what we don't talk about is what it actually does to us as a community, because we're not slaves no more, right? It literally is being used to kill the black community. How many black bloodlines and lineages do you think was cut off because a black man or woman was locked up for some bull? Sorry. And that's just one way that the police and the entire penal system is used against the black community to ensure that we cannot procreate and produce unless it's for them. Because what they do to the black people who are imprisoned is use them for labor, right? While simultaneously allowing anything to happen to them in there. These white police officers, these white COs, these are all part of the system. They allow anything to happen to our black brothers and sisters who are arrested and locked up right now. And you think your little bitty self is going to go into this system and change something? It's bigger than you. There's no amount of black police officers that could change what we have today that we know to be the police force. It is a gang. It is a militia. And its goal is to kill black people. Now, of course, they affect other communities, but its goal since the beginning has been to kill black people. And what's not talked about enough is a lot of black police officers came from a mindset where they felt rejected from their community or rejected from whatever. They just felt rejected. So they felt the need to go be a police officer because you wanted to have some brotherhood, some sisterhood. But now you're in a position where you're watching your fellow black brothers and sisters be beaten and lynched, and you can't do nothing about it. You cannot change these systems. You have to burn them down. Otherwise, you're going to end up in a situation like these black police officers who just so happen to be there. And when the statements come out, it couldn't be about race because there was a black police officer there. Is that what you want to be? Is that the change that you want to see? Don't trust these black police officers. Don't find peace when you see them. Don't find solace when you see them. They are not like us. Not Like Us by Kendrick Lamar was not just about fucking white people and black people or Mexicans. No, there is so many different sub-communities. So many different sub parts of the community that are not like us. And I mean us. Black police.
Now, I'm going to have to disagree with her on that one. But I agree to a certain extent. But no, we need black police officers because there are black police officers that do intervene when other police officers, white police officers, for example, are getting unruly. And you know who gets reprimanded? That black police officer. So then at the end of the day, you still a nigga. But that doesn't mean we don't need them there. That means we need them there to stand up for us. Then, not only that, is that we can say that they've been bullied and all this stuff, but that comes back down to our black community. What did we do to fail these men so much that they want to lock our own people up? And that's we shouldn't want to feel like that. We shouldn't want to lock our own people up. We shouldn't want to lock the people up who've been bullying our people, because that's our people.
This is Brian Suave.
The actual number of blacks who are committing murder is more than whites. Right. And whites are significantly greater, 60% compared to 13% percentage of the population. Yeah. So if you take that, and then you took a law like Deuteronomy 21, which is a just law that God enacted through Moses. The law was that if you had a rebellious son, you have a child they're coming up into their manhood and they're rebellious. They don't listen. He lists some characteristics and even though they're disciplined, they will not turn. He says the fathers to bring them out into the town square. This is a rebellious son. And then they stone him to death.
They kill them.
And an armed robber would certainly be one of those.
Oh, absolutely. Armed robber, all the ghetto
Violent
culture.
crimes,
Basically,
yeah.
take ghetto culture. It would describe this to a T. If you did that over 3 generations, how much violent crime would you have in the 3rd and 4th generation? Much, much less.
He is the pastor of a church in Utah. He believes that the United States of America should adopt just laws from the Bible. And there are a lot of people that are trying to push the United States of America that way, using the Bible to govern. I think that there's no discernible difference with what Muslim extremists want to do in their country and what Christian extremists want to do here. We just had a young man who was a Christian, talking about the execution of people publicly. And now, we have this. And before you tell me that it's taken out of context, we understand fully what he's saying. You say that, the rebellious sons, it didn't say anything about black people in the United States of America. And you use that as a pretext to do whatever you want. We have watched people in this country use a pretext, the Bible as a pretext to say slavery was okay, or the murder of Indians, or any number of atrocities.
All this reminds me of is the slave trade in which they were used, which they used Christianity to control slaves. That's all that is. I don't know where this rhetoric of white men came from, but it's giving me white men are way more racist now than they were back then. And if you give enough people a platform, they tell you exactly who they are. And the more that white men start to get platforms, it shows this type of rhetoric. It's crazy.
Committed in the name of men who said that they were Christians and who loved the Bible. The burning cross that Christians, the Klan uses, is supposed to be Christian men who love the Bible. In the Bible, you could get killed for any number of things, not just rebelliousness. You could get killed for rape, but you had no problem voting for one. You could get killed for adultery, but you had no problem voting for one. You could get killed for kidnapping, but yet you attaboy it on the streets of America every single day. This wasn't taken out of context. This is what a great deal of people in this country feel like. This is what this country is moving towards. And men like that have used that book throughout this nation's history to do exactly what they're trying to do again. You kill history because you plan very much on repeating it.
I was asked why Charlie Kirk didn't go to HBCUs. For those that don't know what HBCU stands for, it stands for Historically Black College or University. This is why Charlie Kirk didn't go to HBCUs. Right here. The average American Negro, because you're not African American, you're literally American. The average American Negro has been brainwashed, indoctrinated, generation after generation after generation to believe something that is in fact not in totality the truth. They have been psyoped. They have been propagandized to believe that the white man is bad. Oh, woogie boogie. But I don't see the good old boys in their Chevy or Ford pickup trucks with their Confederate flags on the back going into St. Louis, Memphis, Chicago, DC. You don't see the white man causing these problems. But you know who I do see causing these problems? Indoctrinated fools that believe that it was the white man that enslaved and bait us. Oh, Jim Crow. This is why Charlie Kirk didn't go to those campuses. He didn't go because it would be like talking to an immovable force, a wall that is incapable of hearing truth, hearing a different opinion. The moment they hear a word that they don't like, off like a rocket ship. And there is no coming back. This is why. To answer that question.
All right, we already addressed that. I mean, we already addressed this right here, man. We already addressed that you're not going to see white men on the back of a pickup truck coming into this. Come on, man. This is not 1960, bro. You're not finna do that. Now, does it happen? I think racism has found other ways to be racist without the violence. You know? I think this guy is reaching for a platform to call out his own, or call us out, call out Black Americans for using race as a reason to say that saying we don't deserve to be heard. That's what he's saying. Like, why would I go to HBCU? The black people aren't even fighting for themselves.
Day and night. For some women, it can start working in as fast as 1 week.